Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to draw this beautiful lotus flower. So I have created everything with the help of pen, and then I have used a little bit of watercolor here and there to finish. So this technique is also known as line and wash. So let's start with today's video. So we're going to start with the flower first, and for that you need a big circle like this, and then around it you can start creating the petals. The lotus petals are quite simple and easy to draw. So you just need little thicker petal kind of shape, you can say, and little pointed as well. And keep doing it one after another. In between two you can have fun, and basically you need to fill the whole oval shape that we have created. The lower petals are a little bigger as we are moving towards the upward direction, and the side petals are also smaller in size. You can create a center line around the petal area. For few petals we are going to add folds as well. So to add folds into the petal, you don't have to do nothing fancy as such. You can simply create some triangle kind of pattern inside the petal area at one side where you need your folded pattern. And then you can have few more petals which is outgrowing, and you can also have folds around those petals that you have. So I'm going to create three petals like this, and all three petals are having folded pattern into it. And at any point of time, if you think you need little adjustment into the petal size and shape, you can definitely do that. So that is the reason we are doing it with the help of pencil, right? So that we can fix things easily. And I'm adding few more smaller petals in between to finish, and once done you can have the stem. These are lotus, not water lily. People usually confuse between these two. Water lily usually float around the water, and lotus above to the water level. And here I'm creating a flower bud. So basically you need again a petal kind of shape, exactly like we did for the center part of the flower, but this time more pointed and ovalish shape we need to create the flower bud. And for every element that I'm adding into this, I'm adding a stem as well. So I have added a stem as well for the flower bud. Now you can have the leaf. So for the leaf you need some random pattern. You can simply create something like this. Does not has to be very round in structure, and you can have two different leaf. Keep it little rounded. Okay, now find out this center part of the leaf, and from that particular center part you can start creating lines towards the end of the leaf. And the stems are coming in the center, so you can drop that. So basically leaf is overlapping the stem area, and these kind of overlapping is important if you are creating or composing something like this. I think we need to change the leaf structure for this one because both leaves are quite similar to each other. So I wanted to show you one more version which I'm going to show you later on. Before that, let's add the stem for these two leaves as well. So basically I'm creating two lines little thicker to create a stem kind of pattern. Now let me fix this particular leaf because I want to keep it a little different than the first one. And likewise you can have varieties of leaf, and you don't need to think much about the leaf shape because of the perspective. More you keep little variation into the leaf, the better result you will get into your composition. So I think it is important to have. So these are my two leaf like this, pretty simple and easy to draw, right? Now I'm almost done with my drawing. I'm satisfied with my overall structure. Now we are going to draw it with the help of pen. I am using 04 needle pen for the out drawing, and basically in this particular step we are only tracing everything with the help of pen, whatever we have drawn with the help of pencil. So I'm not going to show you because we need to finish everything in time as well, otherwise it will take a lot of time to create something like this. So basically we need to repeat the same thing, but this time with the help of pen. So I think you can do it easily. So I'm not going to show you everything in this particular step. So keep doing it until you're done with the overall structure that you have. And I'm done with my structure. I'm adding little bolded pattern around the edge of the leaf for making it little more visible. So these kind of small bolded pattern around the edge, it actually helps to elevate your drawing, and you can start creating lines like this with the help of same size 04. If you don't have these kind of fancy pen, don't worry. You can grab a normal ball pen and you can do it easily. Now with the help of size 02 needle pen, I am going around my petal area, adding all the folded pattern, creating the center line of the petals, and I'm also going to add a little bit of shading and detailing into it to beautify. If you're only interested in painting, you just need the outer line, but I am going to draw everything in detail so that we can beautify it through drawing process itself. So in this stem area I'm doing some cross hatching, so creating some parallel line and then cross line around it. So if you don't know about cross hatching, let me tell you this. So what is cross hatching? So basically you need to create the parallel line close to each other. The closer these lines are, the darker shade you will get. And whenever you create the cross line around the parallel line that you have created, does not matter in which direction you are doing it, you are doing the cross hatching. So it is basically a normal funda of creating some parallel line and cross line to get different shades around your drawing area. Now let's create lines around the petal area, and these lines are not straight line as you can see, right? So every time I'm creating lines as per the leaf structure that we have created, and little rounded you can see. Now for every folded pattern that I have, I'm doing some cross hatching around that area and making it a little darker as compared to the any other area to make little difference. So either you can keep the folded pattern lighter side or you can keep the folded pattern darker side, depend on what kind of shade you are using for the petals. You can do these kind of shading and detailing in a little different way as well. Like you can do little soft shading through very soft hand from top to bottom and bottom to top, keeping the center area a little lighter, and you can have same kind of structure throughout the petal area that you have for every petal, and you will get a little different kind of shading altogether. But in this we are creating lines one after another, so these are the proper line, these are not shading that we are doing with the help of pen. So I'm creating these lines throughout the petal structure, and basically we need to repeat the same thing for all the petals that you have, including the flower bud area as well. The only difference that I'm doing in here is creating the center line of the petal little darker as compared to the other line, as you can see. If you have a set of needle pen, you have different size of pen, so you can choose a smaller pen to do these kind of detailing. I'm using size 02 needle pen to create these lines around my petal area. So we are done with the flower, as you can see, and how beautiful these structure are. Now we are going to do the same thing for the leaf area. I'll show you only one leaf and then you need to repeat the same thing for the other leaf as well. So I'm creating lines exactly like we did for the previous step, and I'm adding basically more line in between. This step I'm doing with the fine pen, so that is why it is more towards the lighter side as compared to the line that we have created earlier to create the main line of the leaf. And that is why sometimes needle pen is important to have if you are interested in drawing, because different size of needle pen actually helps you to elevate your drawing. So keep doing it throughout the leaf area, creating lines like this, and then you can also do a little bit of cross hatching in between. So you don't have to do cross hatching throughout the leaf area, but in between area you can do cross hatching in different angle and direction to get a little different kind of texture altogether around the leaf area. And in this way you can get a little lighter shade, darker shade of the leaf. Same thing you can repeat for the another leaf as well. Exactly repeat the same thing. So I repeated the same thing and I am finished with my drawing process. Now I'm going to use a little bit of watercolor into my drawing. This is absolutely optional step to do. So if you are only interested in drawing, you can stop here, or if you want to have little color around your drawing, then you can simply use watercolor like I'm using. So I'm using red color for the flower area, and basically everything is defined with the pen itself. Our drawing is in the finished stage, so you don't have to do much when you are using watercolor. You can simply put little bit of color here and there to highlight a couple of area, like we can highlight flower with flower color, we can highlight leaf with leaf color, and you don't have to be very precise on these things also. So right now I'm using green color for the leaf area, and even I'm not adding color throughout the leaf, I'm leaving few area as it is also. So you don't have to be very precise on these things, you can simply put little bit of color here and there around the leaf area, around the flower area. And I'm using green color around my leaf area as well to have little background. So I'm adding a little bit of background as well for this particular structure. So I'm adding a lighter shade of green color around my leaf area. I'm going to use lighter shade of blue color also for the background, and I'm doing all these things randomly, not thinking too much like what kind of structure I needed. I simply need little bit of color around the background area, so that is what I'm doing. And you can also use little bit of red color around the flower area and in the background as well. So basically, like we did for the leaf, you can do the same thing for the flower as well, or basically the flower area as well. And we are done with today's video. This is the final step for today's video. Hope this video is easy and simple to follow. And if you have any question for me, please feel free to add a comment for me. And thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next video with one more simple tutorial.